This meeting is called to order. Good evening and welcome to the March 28, 2018 meeting of the Southeast Duckle Board of School Directors. May we please stand and have a salute to the flag and a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Scott, may I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Forbes,
Present.
Mrs. Gallagher, Mr. McBride,
Present.
Ms. Monroe,
Present.
Mrs. Peter Coe,
Excused.
Dr. Wilson,
Excused.
Ms. Woodfolk,
Present.
Ms. Scott Robinson,
Here.
Ms. Phillips. Here. Dr. Butts,
Present.
Mr. DeOrio,
Present.
Mrs. Irons,
Here.
Ms. Harris Johnson.
Present. Thank you. I don't have a presentation to make at this moment. Now we have a presentation by the Harris School.
well, obviously I didn't work for the stage crew. I should have looked down and saw that it was a red light, not a green light. And there we go. All righty. All that being said, hopefully you heard what I was talking about. But again, as I said, I'm going to hand it over to the 7th grade students again. They're a little more attuned to this. Yeah, they're going to do something. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I failed my tech career. Started.
Hello, my name is Demia Hayes.
My name is Treasure Davis.
My name is Leanna Torres.
And I'm Devin Freeman.
We are here to share the work we're doing with technology and analysis within our ELA classrooms. Mrs. Sapienza is our teacher. We are using the app Nearpod to bring poetry to life.
You're gonna feel like you're in the Sapienza class. I just want to get technology. We're trying to get this one up. Board president, you got the best one. So we'll tell you about that later.
Board members, please use the code IJBVN to log into Nearpod.
And it's up on the screen as well.
How would you feel about being one of the birds?
Yeah, wait a minute, it's supposed to be cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
IJBVM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, oh no, go like this. You type in your name here,
Oh, type in the name.
or like your email, and then you put the password here.
A full name.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Depends. Oh, that's the pit. Okay.
Your username enter is incorrect. Do your email.
Okay. For the inside.
I don't,
I don't see it.
yeah, I don't think. Go back to the letters. Yeah, it's not on there. Press go. Oh no, it's not gonna do that.
Board members are very welcome to Tuesday in the classrooms if this happens. There's something you can request it.
I understand why I don't have no answer.
It's right there. Sorry.
Oh.
All right, if we could just leave the iPads down, we'll just go to Plan B. Okay, the difference here, this is what you were going to see on your iPad. And Guys, go ahead and talk about what we did in language arts class with the poem.
How would you feel? Yeah. How would you feel if one of the that you see?
So this is just a virtual reality piece. So what the students did was, what the students did was, on their app, they could actually look up with a 3D. So we showed them this before they read my page word, in order to get them to really be into it, because right now a lot of work we're doing in reality, and our students cannot achieve the scores that they need to enter college and to increase our PSSA scores unless they're analyzing. So this was a question that, you might remember the question because it was deep. What was the question that you had to answer? Okay, so it was, they had to answer, how does Maya Angelou use symbolism to set the tone in the poem Age Birthday? We have samples of what these kids did. Amazing. But they are going to tell you firsthand how this experience helped them. Now, what happened before this that was really interesting is, which we wanted you guys to do, which we thought was really fun, is your answers would have popped up on the screen. So when you said how you felt, then you could have said, I felt passionate, I felt selfless. What were some of the things you guys said when you first felt that way, when you were inside the cage, when you experienced that? Could you tell the board members what you felt like?
Like I felt like what I put down was like lonely.
I felt like it would be like disgusting and nasty to be a bird in a cage like that because you have no room to breathe or anything.
I will feel trapped and can't move or anything.
And if you can then see, as you look at the poem, they analyzed this poem. So what they did was they then marked it up. Everybody should have a copy of that. And then after that, they did a graphic organizer, and then they did an analysis of it. Okay, so that's actually these students' work. That is right up here. Okay, all right, guys. So take it from after we just did it with the board members.
Please post your thoughts.
All right, they can do it. So go ahead.
This is a copy of the poem we analyzed. Enjoy reading this at your leisure.
Can you speak a little louder, please, baby girl? Thank you.
This is a copy of the poem we analyzed. Enjoy reading this at your leisure.
I hope you enjoyed this experience. We did.
Technology is everywhere. It is entwined into every part of our lives by providing Southeast Delco students more opportunities for jobs and college opportunities after they graduate. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for us?
You're just beginning your classes with this, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what was one thing that you learned from this? One takeaway?
Like how it helped us is like if we just read a poem, like we can't like picture it in our head, but like when we use Nearpod, like we can actually feel and like connect with the poem.
Okay. So you can actually see possibly what was taking place or what a caged bird may feel like?
Yeah, we can actually see what the birds see.
Okay. Very good.
How do you think that this educational experience will impact you when you're taking the PSSAs this year compared to last year when you took them?
Well, like it helped us like analyze better and like do more. Like when we write a poem, like now we know how to do the intro without teachers helping us.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we present the wonderful Paris fourth graders.
Hello, my name is Bianca Bett.
Hello, I'm Michael DeMarco.
Hello, I'm Perry Logan. And I'm Christopher Williams. Our fourth grade teacher, Miss Kedra, is doing fun things with us in class.
We too have done Nearpod lessons on the Sequoia National Forest.
We learn about Pennsylvania history in fourth grade, but this year we are learning and educating others. Miss Hall, our art teacher, creates beautiful murals around our school that connects to the curriculum. This is our Pennsylvania mural. Which is now a learning center created by us. Do you have any questions?
All right, look, that was all right. That was awesome. Great job, guys. Chris with the curriculum. We were working on that today, and that was awesome. Oh yeah, we're not done. Yeah, sorry. So as you see up there, there's a mural on the. That's actually a picture of the mural. It's in the fourth grade hallway that our art teacher Chris Hall did, and is a lot of the work around here is also from our students, I believe, this month. But in that picture, you'll see a lot of like the state dogs, state flowers, state fish, obviously. But in the mural itself, what they're going to do with this program, I don't know if I want to jump ahead and tell them about that. But what they're going to do is we went to see a school that had this program through the grant, and they have a mural in their lunchroom that was just amazing. It's a huge mural. It's a neighborhood where the school was located, and embedded in the mural, it's like a barcode. That's the only way I can explain it. I know that there's a terminology that I'm sure the kids will know, and we will be more familiar with as it's coming to our school. So what they'll do is they'll embed this code into the mural itself, and hopefully we'll have an example. We just did it. Yeah, we just did this. We just made this work. So basically, you take the picture of the Great Dane. And you'll take an iPad, could be or an iPod. It works on either. And that little box there that Ms. Johnson had, that was a what they call an Oculus. It's like a VR system. It can be very, you got to really get used to that. It can really throw you into it. Yes, yeah, it can give you a little bit of shakes there. But the kids love it. They do it without any problems at all. But anyway, we got to see them go into the Sequoia Forest. And they literally, you walk around and it's as if you're standing in Sequoia National Forest. You look up, you can see the trees. I mean, it literally looks like you're standing in the forest. So with that mural and other murals we have in our building, we'll be able to embed it. And then you'll see when the Oculus picks up the code on the picture, it will then bring up a video. And you'll have the kids are going to do the videos. You'll see an example. The kids will do the videos that'll give you more information on the Great Dane. And why do we have the Great Dane, and all the different, really anything you want to put in there, pretty much.
So this is Bianca. Bianca, can you tell the board members what you researched?
Hershey Park. Okay, Bianca.
All right, so what should be happening there is you should be listening to Bianca tell you about Hershey Park facts. Again, this is back to the kids. They're going to have to research. They're going to have to get quotes. They're going to do as much research as they can, and then you're going to get the finished product will be that you can walk in any one of those you can with the app. I believe it's called HP Reveal. We'll all put that app on our phones.
I don't like mine. It's ugly.
And you can walk around the museum. Basically, what you're going to create, it'll be a 3D, it's all one dimensional. You just hold it up, you get it, hit the button, It's like going to, I mean, if you go to museums, the art museums, they have these programs now, and that's kind of, again, just technology now. So this is something that we are, again, this is what's going to be around our school, hopefully within the next year or so. A lot of this will be available.
Could you repeat the name of that app that you mentioned?
HPU.
So we'll just end with the bang now. So what the students did was they created a green screen. If you guys could tell how long it took you to get this final cut, it's one of those things. Hopefully maybe we can send it to Mr. Nurse later and that way you can see what the good part on this. Okay, so tell me about the green screen experience.
It was cool and fun because we got to play around, and when we were doing takes, it took us a lot to do, and it was really funny for me to experience that.
Also, as a caveat, we're trying to instill grit in our children, and this did it without saying, please find more pages. It was grit because they were invested in the project. They wanted it to look great. As a matter of fact, Michael came to me today at 2:30 and said, Mr. Return, I think my sleeves look okay. Can I do it again? And look, the sleeves are perfect, okay? So we are going to show you the wow factor right now. Come on up here, guys. The wow factor. Okay. Oh, that's right. I keep doing that, right? Okay. Watch that. Okay. So this is our mural. And we'll come around so you can see it. So what is eventually going to be able to happen if you can put that down? Please put this. Oh, I'm sorry. I got my teacher voice in there. There you go. Okay, so just put that over that dog image. I don't think it's not on the picture. I think it's on the video. Leave it about you. Here it is. There it is. Yeah. So move it over a little bit. There you go. All right. And they did all this. I mean, we got it, but this is not so bad. What we're missing and what we're doing, I know you have to get all this speed, but this is amazing. What we're thinking, and we're not there yet. Guys, you want to show them how to do this? I have them. So what we're eventually, teachers will be able to do interactive assessments on different ways, just to get the kids really engaged, to get them ready for the 21st century. Sitting down there. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If you can, and Bianca, can you answer questions while they just get to one more board member and show them? Bianca, Perry, and Chris, go over there. You guys just end it. Just say, do you have any questions for us? Go ahead.
Do you have any questions?
I do have a question. For the young lady and the gentleman, did this activity make you think about anything else you do in the weekends?
No, not really.
It didn't make you think about your video games?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
And how they use the green screen in order for all those games to be developed?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Miss Bianca, can you explain to myself and the audience as to what you were showing us? Because they didn't get a chance to see it.
So his what was his?
Okay. Can you explain to the rest of the people exactly what you just showed everybody?
It was you took a picture of what you were doing and you put it down, and if you use the app HP Miss Overthorn, you know what it's called? HP Reveal, it'll pop up our pictures on the, like, if I did the great thing and you put in the iPad on that, my picture would pop up and it would play.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Your video was excellent too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, hopefully you'll get a chance to come around, and we'll let everybody know when we have some things embedded in the wall or in the pictures. So again, you do a little trip and come over and see our murals and have a little breakfast, and we'll do a little tour around the building. All right. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. If you would like to take your children home now because they have homework to do for tomorrow, that would be great.
Excuse me, did we leave an iPad up here? Thank you. That's for debate. Please note that persons wishing to address the board must be a resident of or an employee of the district, provide their name and address, and complete the yellow card which is in the back of the room. Do my student board representation have a report?
Yes. Good evening, members of the School Board of Directors, administrators, teachers, students, and community members. Here are your Academy Park High School announcements.
Ms. Burns and her students created a March Madness bracket in honor of significant and historical African Americans for Black History Month and posted it on the wall across from her classroom.
In addition to instruction and activities in the classroom setting, currently there is a school-wide Women's History Month contest at Academy Park in honor of and celebrating the significance and contributions of women during the month of March.
There's a new debate team here at AP. Meetings are held in room 143 after school on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Junior prom tickets will be on sale until April 19th in the library and room 245. Tickets are $65 per person, cash only. The junior prom will be held on April 26th at 7 p.m.
Samir Blackwell and I were chosen as the regional winners from PennDOT's District 6. The judges were very impressed with our idea, incentivizing the road. We will advance to the statewide judging. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay. We will advance to the statewide judging on April 10th in Harrisburg. We were also interviewed by a Delco Times reporter for more information about the win. Thank you to Ms. DiMaggio, our coach.
Congratulations to all the students who showed their orchids in the 2019 Philadelphia Flower Show. APHS students earned individual student ribbons, and the entire group was awarded a special class commendation ribbon. The students whose orchids placed first or second in the Junior Flower Show were awarded with tickets to attend the Philadelphia Flower Show. A special thank you to everyone who supported the students with this project.
For the second year in a row, APHS students will be participating in Dancing with the Students, a take on the show Dancing with the Stars, tomorrow in Block 2. It's going to be a fun and great time.
On March 26th, the softball team started out the season in dramatic fashion. The girls traveled to Cheltenham. JV dominated, winning 17-2. Varsity won an extra duel by a score of 5-3. At the plate, the Knights finally got rolling in the third and never looked back. The hitting onslaught was led by Jess Jyrek and Sierra Anderson and Shantae Tolbert, who in the top of the eighth leadoff with a double to the center field, going on to score the go-ahead and run. This concludes your Academy Park High School announcements.
And thank you, school board representatives. Would you like to stay?
No, they need to stay just a moment.
Okay.
Okay. For my report. Well, I'll start off. I want to congratulate Cheyenne Phillips, as was mentioned in her report to the board. She and her classmate, Shamir Blackwell, won the District 6 competition for PennDOT's Innovation Challenge and will be going all expense paid trip to Harrisburg, briefly, for a statewide competition. What she didn't say was some of the high schools that they competed against and beat. They competed against Archbishop Ryan, Lower Marion High School, McFadden High School, and Garnet Valley High School. She also didn't mention that she and Shamir had some technical difficulties, somewhat similar today, and they couldn't access any of their presentation materials and basically had to wing it from memory, and they still won, which is very impressive. So good luck in Harrisburg. Congratulations. Now you are free to go if you want. Just want to remind everybody, tomorrow is the end of the third marking period. Parent-teacher conferences are scheduled for April 10th for grades K through 8 and April 11th for the high school. Spring break for students and staff will begin on Monday, April 15th, and all district offices will reopen and schools will reopen on Monday, April 22nd. Excuse me. Also want to take a moment to just acknowledge the in-service death of Ms. Elizabeth Smith, who was a part-time food service employee for us. She passed away on March 21st, 2019. Ms. Smith served our students and the district for the past 14 years. Let us take a moment of silence in remembrance of Ms. Elizabeth Smith. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Butz. A motion to approve, for approvals. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
I do want to acknowledge there will be a slight edit, which does not show on the regular agenda, but does show on, I believe, the printed version. The slight change will be under education, item 2, and one of the programs will not be included for extended school year contract. That's the second program listed.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from February 28, 2019?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any questions on the bills? Ms. Gallagher?
Madam President, yes. I just have a few since we started late and then we had this wonderful program from the Howard School. On page 576, it's cyber K through 12. It looks like there's two checks that were made out. Well, wait a minute, I think. Cyber K through 12, 20, oh, okay, that's only $24,217.50. I have this here as two checks. I think it must be Camelot. Okay, is Camelot or cyber, or is that a special cyber?
That's a special needs program that we run at
But
Collindale Community School.
Okay. I have in parentheses, and I must have done this, I was so busy today, I was doing a lot of things. Anyway, on page 588 says Camelot, and 593 says Camelot, and there are two checks for $153,497.51, two exact checks.
So they get paid on a,
So was that the same we're paying? No, I mean, what is this? What is this? Why is it exactly the same amount? And
So
is
we
it
ha-
for like half a year or a month or a day?
okay,
Or
so
what?
it's a monthly bill for, we have a contracted program at Collindale Community Center School, and we contract with Camelot for that on a monthly basis. It's the same amount every month for, I believe, a 10-month contract.
Okay. So these are our cyber students that
They're not.
are from the district.
They're not our cyber. This is an alternative education program for students with special needs
Okay.
in terms of needing emotional support classrooms. Your first question was about the K-12 is about our cyber program.
Okay, all right.
So K-12 is our cyber program that we run, and that's a contract for online services that we our
Okay,
students
I was getting
get.
them confused. Okay.
Okay.
And I did know about, I think I asked a question about Camelot before, so I think I just needed to be reminded. I have a question that when I see on the bills that says approved school, and then we pay a certain amount of money to the name of the school. This one in particular just said YALE, which doesn't really spell Yale. It spells Y period A period L period E period. And what I'd like to know is when it says on the bills that we are paying tuition to an approved school, who approves the school and what are the qualifications for approving the school?
So on one of the education items this month is a similar action item. So you're approving a placement of a student
Right.
at a school, I forget the name, but it's education item 3 or 4.
Okay.
3. And so the board approves the school. Yale is a school that a student with special needs is attending. So you approve the placement of a student at that school.
So whenever I see, when I'm checking over the bills, I understand that when I see one that says it's a placement, that it's probably a court placement, and we have to do it. It doesn't matter what the school is. We're told that that's a placement and pay it. But sometimes I see it says private school or something to that effect.
Some of them.
Who makes the decision that a certain student should go to a certain school? So I understand why these bills are.
So for special education, there's a process, a team, an evaluation is done, and then a team meets, and a special education IEP, an individual educational plan takes place. Out of that team meeting, the individual education plan, that team will decide we cannot, in our district, provide the necessary services for a student, and then there will be referrals made to various schools. The schools that you would see on the agenda generally are schools called approved private schools.
Right.
There's schools like Overbrook School for the Blind is an approved private school. So a student that has a significant disability in terms of seeing, vision, could qualify for services there and need to have services there. So you would approve the placement, and then the bill list would show up as Overbrook School for the Blind or for Yale School. Yale School happens to be an approved private school in New Jersey, if I have it correct, in New Jersey, and this student happens to be right now residing, but we are in that estate, but the parents reside here. So we have to do the educational placement.
Okay. I was just wondering because I often saw that, and like I said, I do understand that there's a certain, I don't know exactly what it says, but I do know that some of them are court orders, and that way, whoever the judge or whoever is in charge at the time finds a placement for them, and then we pay for that, because it doesn't matter where they are around the state, we still pay for it, right?
Correct. If it's a court order or children youth order, we still have to pay for those services.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Madam President, I just have two quick. On page 573, which is the first page, it says, can y'all hear me? It says police service, there's two checks, one for the borough of Fallcroft for $1,351.49, and one for the borough of Sharon Hill for $17,571.42. I have a two-part question. The first part is, what are these payments for? And the second part, is this a monthly payment or is it a payment over a course of time?
So the payments likely are for two possibilities. Fallcroft would definitely be for services provided at athletic events, football games, basketball games, those types of events. The Sharon Hill, it could be one of two items. It could be, we do have a school resource officer contract with Sharon Hill. That was started out with funding through the state. That is not what this payment is, though. So the school resource, thank you for providing. So sometimes you will see Sharon Hill for the school resource officer. This is payment also for sporting events, basketball games, and football games. This is a payment for the winter sports season, and we do requests through Sharon Hill, and then Sharon Hill will at times request other police departments in our school district to provide help with various basketball games that we have or sporting events that we have.
Okay, my last question is on page 599, which is one of the last pages I'm looking for. It says Smart Partners. It just says DTS program. It doesn't. That's all it says. It was for $2,775.15. 599.
So that's one of our, this is out of our cafeteria account. So this would be one of our food service accounts.
Okay. No, I thought Smart Partners, I'm thinking it's like some type of assembly program or something. If it's food
No,
service, okay. It's a food, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
No.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $4,888,298.47?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we're going to do questions on the bills. Are there any questions? I'm sorry, questions on new business? Are there any questions on education items except item 2?
No. Item 2 and number 2.
You can vote on all of them.
We're just gonna make the
edit change with the commission board to remove one program. So you can vote on everything.
Okay. Are there any questions on education? Items 1 through 5. Are there any questions on items on finance 1 through 5?
No questions on these, but I do have a finance question. Is it not at this time? Oh, wait.
Are there any questions on human resource items 1 through 11? Are there any questions on policy items 1 through 6? There are no property items. Are there any comments from the public regarding item agendas? Hearing none? Yes. Did you fill out a yellow card?
It's not an agenda item though. So you'll get a chance for your comment after, at the end. So it's about,
Is it a policy that's on the agenda? That's not on the agenda.
You get your chance.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve education items 1 through 5?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve finances 1 through 5?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve human resource items 1 through 11?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed?
Madam
Motion carries.
President, I just want to acknowledge we have a retirement.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to acknowledge one of my favorite teachers at the high school, Miss Yvonne Hamilton. She teaches family and consumer science, and she is retiring with 19 years of service. And I wish her all the best. I wish her well and happiness and a wonderful retirement.
Congratulations to her also. Do I have a motion to approve policy items 1 through 6?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. There's no property items. Now we're going to do the community, county, and committee reports. Dr. Wilson is not here to do the Delaware County Community College. Ms. Monroe, do you have a report on the Delaware County Intermediate Unit?
Not at this time, Madam President.
Thanks, Ms. Monroe. Mrs. Forbes?
Not at this time.
Thank you. Mrs. Irons, do you have a report on the Parent-Student Advisory Committee?
Yes, brief one, very brief. We met on the 13th. We had one parent that was confused on the app that the parents can get on the app on their phone or the computer. So Dr. Ryan was kind enough to break the computer out and show the parent how to access on the computer as well as on their phone. We did have another parent question financial literacy in the classroom. And our next meeting, I believe, is the 8th of May. Yes. And that's about it.
Thank you, Mrs. Irons. Mr. Diorio, do you have a solicitor's report? Thank you, Mr. Diorio. Dr. Butz, is there any administrative updates?
Yes, however, I have to get a prop.
Okay.
Okay. So we were acknowledging Yvonne Hamilton's handiwork. She made this about 10 years ago, and the amazing thing that always is stand straight up. And there's nothing inside holding it up other than maybe my hair. So I do want to acknowledge Ms. Yvonne Hamilton's handiwork and also her years of service. She teaches one of the most popular classes at our high school, fashion design, and I will do want to acknowledge her years of service. I also want to acknowledge to the public, we did have an executive session right prior to this, talked about some items related to safety, security was the main topic. At the Committee of the Whole, we also had an executive session, talked about negotiations, talked about some personnel items, and also safety, security. Madam President, that is the administrative update.
Thank you, Dr. Butts. Are there any comments from citizens regarding non-agenda items? Mr. Paul Bennett, would you please come to the podium? Give your name and address. And you have 3 minutes.
Well, I'm going to take 2 seconds of my 3 minutes to ask for more than that. My name is Paul Bennett, 721 through 725 McDade Boulevard, Collingdale. On the evening of me writing a check for a significant amount of money for my school property taxes, I wanted to talk to you all. According to what we read online here, Dr. Ryan explained per policy ads need to be placed in 2 newspapers of general circulation, and the Philadelphia Inquirer, that should be I, not E, has become very costly. The Spirit will be used, but we have to make sure it is a daily circulated newspaper. Dr. Butts recommended we look at our policy again to ensure that we can switch to the Spirit. Ladies and gentlemen.
That was reviewed, and it should have been added to the minutes there. The decision was the Spirit does meet that criteria.
Okay, well, then I don't need to take more than 3 minutes. But I do want to say here that I want to read to you the state law defines a newspaper issued daily or not less than once a week, intended for general distribution and circulation, and sold at fixed prices per copy per week or per month or per year to subscribers and readers without regard to business, trade, profession, or class. That is the law. We newspapers are subject to a review by, wait for it, the United States Postal Service. The post office is who determines whether a paper is of general circulation or there's another category called a requester publication, where people they have to sign off, say that they want the paper, they don't pay for it. That's a requester publication. That is not eligible for legal advertising. Only a paper of general circulation. I have here 2 documents that I didn't make copies because I didn't know I was going to do this tonight. But this is a copy of, and I'll just pass around, y'all can keep them. This is a copy of a price comparison that Delaware County Central Purchasing Department did. Now, it is a couple of years old. It shows that we are the lowest price for legal ads in the county. Now, it is a couple of years old, so there have been price increases. 9 cents is where our price increased. The Daily Times back then was $3.05 per line, which translates, let's say a quarter page would be $808.50. The Spirit at that time, at $1.21, the quarter page was $330.33. This is savings of tax dollars significantly. The County of Delaware did a thorough examination, and July 17th of 2012 wrote the newspaper
Sir,
board.
I'm sorry. Your 3 minutes are up.
I just want to, I'm sorry, tell me your last name again, sir.
Bennett.
Mr. Bennett, I am on that policy committee. We did discuss this matter, as Dr. Butts has said, and we have already made the decision to make the paper the secondary publication for advertisement. So we appreciate your diligence in bringing this information to the forefront for us and opening our eyes so that we can be well versed in the different newspapers in our area in the Delaware County so that we're not only providing service for you, but you're also providing a service for the district as well.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate your diligence
All
and your
right.
patience with us as well.
Well, if nothing else, you found out that the Philadelphia Inquirer is spelled with an I, not an E.
You know what?
Obviously, we have to review the minutes a little better. Sorry about that.
Now I'm going to announce the future board meetings. Committee of the Whole is Thursday, April 11 to,
I did have a question, Madam President.
yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, it was a
That's all right.
non-agenda item. And my question was, I know that we have an agreement with Sharon Hill Borough. And Sharon Hill Borough appears that Sharon Hill Police Department appears they only call one borough first. Is there a way that we can get an agreement with all the boroughs who service our district?
So they
The majority of the time, Sharon Hill calls Fallcroft first, but you still have Collingdale and you still have Darby Township. So my concern is, if you're always calling Fallcroft first, why are we not calling the closer boroughs?
So
And why we don't have agreements with those boroughs like we have with Sharon Hill?
So we do have agreements with each municipality, local law enforcement. We're required to have what's called a memorandum of understanding
Yes.
with each borough. We have to for Academy Park and Sharon Hill, the local municipality is Sharon Hill Police. We do have to go through them for any police services. In the case that was brought to my attention about a concern about law enforcement activity at one of our events happened to be a Darby Township police officer, not a Fallcroft. The only officer in our 4 municipalities that issue could happen is with the Darby Township. Everybody else has relied on Darby Township that way. Having said that, we do have meetings with the chiefs of police. We met with them within the last month. We are slated, Mr. Ryan has it on his reminders or Dr. Ryan has it on his reminders to pull together a meeting in early May, right after PSSAs get done. We will continue to have discussions with our local municipalities about how we collaborate with them and they collaborate with us to provide safety to our schools and students and our community. So as took place at Committee of the Whole, and prior to this, in terms of safety issues, we are allowed to meet in executive sessions about that. And I would expect at the next Committee of the Whole, there likely will need to be a conversation about ongoing safety procedures and processes within all of our buildings to most effectively work with all of our students and staff. But I do understand your concern. I do understand that we work within the 4 municipalities and we try to get all the municipalities, and I feel we have been successful. All of them have been strong partners with us. We are working with some of the with changes in a number of the police departments at the highest levels. So we are meeting on a more frequent basis. So everybody is on a similar page. Okay. But we'll have a discussion in about 2 weeks about that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Monroe and Dr. Butts. Again, I will repeat. Committee of the Whole is Thursday, April 11, 2019 at 6 p.m. Board business is Thursday, April 25, 2019 at 7 p.m. Falls Easter.
It's spring break. I would volunteer other administration to be here. However, it is spring break. Okay. Thank you.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.